Hello friends, Lady Lee here from Lady Lee's Home. In this video, I want to show you how I can my tomato sauce. Canning tomato sauce is probably one of the best things that you can do because they're so, well, first of all, tomatoes that come from the garden are so different than the ones that we get at the store. And there's just I mean, there are so many different ways to preserve tomatoes. We ferment some tomatoes and we can them in different ways. And of course, you can freeze them and stuff like that. But tomato sauce is just one of those things that I always have on the shelf for pasta and for pizza and for soups and stews and a million different things. So at the beginning, when I just started this homesteading journey, I was under the impression that I needed to get everything done right then and there. So I will try to process all of my tomatoes during the summer as I was harvesting them from the garden. And that proved to be really hard because that time of the year there's just so many things to do. And I always struggled, with the kids around and then trying to process all the things that came from the garden, and the canning it takes some time, and sometimes I didn't have enough tomatoes to process. And I couldn't keep the other ones fresh until another batch was ready in the garden. And then one day it dawned on me that I can simply throw my tomatoes in the freezer. Looking back now and talking about it, it seems like such a funny, simple thing that I kind of think like, how in the world did I not think about it from the beginning? But I have a post, a tutorial on the blog on how to freeze tomatoes, and I have a few comments on it from people that are like, oh my god, I didn't think about it. And I just didn't think about it. But really, tomatoes, to freeze them is super easy. These are the ones that you see me handling here, are ones that were frozen and I thawed. And what I do is I remove the core and then just simply put them in a bag and throw them in the freezer. The nice thing about it is that when you take them out and thaw them, you can see the skin comes off the skin comes right off. There's no need to boil the tomatoes or anything like that. So it really is making it even better for the canning process to just throw them in the freezer, and then when you take them out and thaw them before, also it allows you to accumulate a good number of them. And then when you have enough, I usually do it this time of the year around December or something, I pull them out of the freezer and let them thaw, and then peel them, put them in a big stock pot and cook my sauce. I did not have as many as I thought that I had in the freezer, so I ended up going to the store and getting some more tomatoes. And also because I kind of wanted to show you the other way. If you do want to process them right after you harvest them, if you have a big harvest and you have some time to process the tomatoes, the other way to do it, if you don't want to throw them in the freezer for a few days to let them freeze and then the skin will come off easily, is to boil them in order to remove the skin. Now, take into consideration that some people don't remove the skin. There's nothing wrong with not removing the skin of the tomato when you make and can tomato sauce. The skin has a lot of nutritional value, and some people don't mind the texture. It's really only about the texture. It doesn't change the canning process in any way. It just changes the texture. So as long as you don't care about the texture, you can leave the skin on if you want and just throw them in a stock pot and cook the sauce. And I've done it many times this way too. But the proper way to do it is to remove the skin. So one option is to throw them in the freezer and let them freeze for a couple months, for a couple days, however long you want to do that, and then the skin will come right off. The other way to do it is to core them. If it's fresh tomatoes, you core them and then you cut an X at the bottom of the tomato, just cut an X in the skin, and then boil water in a pot. You put the tomatoes in the pot of boiling water and let them hang there in the water for 2 to 3 minutes, and then take them out into another bowl. And you see here I'm putting the next batch in the pot. Some people wash the hot tomatoes with cool water so they can handle them right away. I usually just let them rest for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then they're cool enough for me to handle. And you can see here that the skin comes right off. These are awesome. Some people just put them in a compost pile or feed them to the animals. You can also dehydrate the tomato skins, so just put them in the dehydrator, and probably like 125 or something like that for I don't know how many hours, maybe 8-10 hours. And once they're dried, you can crush them and make or put them in a coffee grinder and make tomato seasoning. So it's just like powder, tomato skin powder, and you can use that to season stews and soups and all kind of different dishes. So once the skin of the tomato is off the tomato, put them in a stock pot. I usually make sure that I have the whole thing full because it's going to take some time to cook the tomatoes. So if I'm doing it, I just want to make sure that I'm doing as much as I can. One thing I forgot to do here is to cut my tomatoes. I usually quarter them before I put them in the stock pot, but I forgot to do that. It's not a big deal. You'll see I'll just use a potato masher to mash them once they are soft. That's it. I'm not adding any water or seasoning. You certainly can, not too much though, so it doesn't change the acidity of the tomatoes. But I like to leave my tomato sauce plain, so this way I can use it in many different ways later and season it according to what dish I'm using it in. You turn the heat to medium high and let the tomatoes come to a boil. A lot of juice is going to come out right away, so there is really no reason to add water. You can add a tiny bit of water to the bottom of the pot just to make sure that you're not burning the tomatoes on the bottom at the beginning of the cooking. That might be a good idea, but really if you make sure that you stir constantly, especially at the beginning, then there's no reason to add pretty much anything. Here I am using so after you let it boil for about 5-7 minutes, you lower the heat and then really just cook as long as you want until the tomato sauce reaches the consistency that you like. Once the tomatoes are soft, I use the potato masher at the beginning because I forgot to quarter my tomatoes when I put them in the pot. If I did quarter the tomatoes when I put them in the pot, then I would just use the immersion blender to blend everything. Now you can leave your tomato sauce chunky, you can blend it all the way to make it smooth. Some people like to run it through a food meal to remove the seeds. I never do that. The seeds don't bother me at all. So there are a few different ways that you can do it here. The way I do it is just mushing it or blending it all the way. Unless I want to can more like crushed tomatoes, which I also have a recipe for that on the blog, and I will link to all the picture tutorials and the recipe cards at the on the description of this video. But I like to blend my tomato sauce all the way, and I don't run it through a food meal because the seeds don't bother me. I think this batch took me about 2 hours or so to cook on low heat until it reached the consistency that I want. And once the tomato sauce reaches the consistency that you like, you can leave it more watery, you can reduce it a little bit, however you want to do that. I like to can mine in either quart or pint jars, mostly quart jars. You can see in the background, the water bath canner is full of water to cover the jars in about an inch, and then turn the heat to high and let this water come to a boil. Meanwhile, we want to fill the jars. I'm leaving about half an inch of headspace. And then to stabilize the acidity, we add 2 tablespoons of store-bought bottled lemon juice, not one that you can squeeze from fresh lemons, because the acidity is not balanced or known. So we want to use something that is kind of known and we can monitor, or we can know exactly what's going on inside of the jars. So bottled lemon juice, or you can also use citrus acid. I think bottled lemon juice is easier to come by, so I usually use the bottled lemon juice. 2 tablespoons per quart jar and 1 tablespoon per pint jar. And it doesn't matter if you add it before you put the tomato sauce in there or after you put the tomato sauce in there. It does the same thing. We want to make sure we use the bubble remover to remove bubbles, air bubbles, and then a damp paper towel to clean the rim of the jar before we put the lid and the ring on the jar and tighten it finger tight. I did not sanitize these jars because we're going to process them for more than 10 minutes in the water bath canner. It is not required to sanitize the jars. Just wash them well with hot water and a little bit of dish soap, and then do the same for the lids and the rings. And that's it. We just fill the jars, and then I place them on the rack of the water bath canner just for a few minutes until I get all the rest of the jars filled. I don't want them to cool down. I want everything to stay hot and kind of in the same temperature so the jars don't break. So I just place them on the rack, and the steam kind of keeps them hot. And then once all my jars are ready to go, I just lower the rack into the boiling water. The water will stop boil for a second, but it's fine. I usually don't wait too long before I start my clock or my timer. I did have a little bit too much water here, so I had to remove a little bit, otherwise it makes a whole big mess on the stove when it bubbles out of the pot. We process pint jars for 35 minutes and quart jars for 40 minutes, unless you live higher than 1,000 feet in elevation, which the adjustment table is on the post on the blog. So if you live in the mountains and you need to check how to adjust, I have that table on the blog. Once the processing time is up, I turn off the heat and let the jars rest in the canner for just a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so, and then remove them on the counter, and we are done. I let them cool overnight before I wipe the jars. To check if they are sealed, you just press the center of each jar and make sure that there is no movement there. I remove the rings because that allows me to see better what is happening inside of the jar, and then store them at room temperature on the shelf for a year, 2 years, whatever. They'll be good for a long time. That's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, links are in the description, and I will see you again in the next one.